Hey coin collectors, is silver worth buying? Is it a metal or a investment that's worth looking into, or do you waste your money just getting into the precious metals? So in this video I want to go through what my thoughts and opinions are, what are the pros and cons to buying silver, and is it worth it in the end of the day. So for me, silver is a tangible asset. It's something you can hold and feel and play with. It's really, I love to be able to hold and touch this stuff and feel it. So to have a tangible asset from that point of view is really, really good. Where when you get stocks and bonds and cryptos and things like that, you don't hold it, you don't own it. It's just something that you've got a bit of paper out that says that you own a certain perspective of it as well. So with having silver and gold, it definitely comes with less risk. Silver is also a good hedge against inflation as well. So you often find when you do have your silver, it's a good way of having a good hedge against inflation. So there's less risk of losing your assets over the long term when it comes to silver. And it's also known to do what the dollar doesn't do. So it's always the opposite. So if the dollar goes down, the silver will go up, and if the dollar goes up, the silver will go down. So definitely looking with the way things are going with the dollar as well, it's definitely something that's a safer thing to look at. Also, another thing that I've noticed of late is all the effort the government mints are putting into producing these coins as well. So here's a beautiful example. This is the Canadian maple. All the security features and the amount of security features they're putting into these coins, and some of the stuff they're doing to stop the milk spotting. So I think some of these mints and all the details they're putting into these coins to stop the counterfeiting tells me that there's something of a future there. They wouldn't waste their time putting all this time and effort into these coins if they didn't think there was much worth it as well. So definitely think if the governments are looking into it, it's definitely something that gives me a little bit more confidence that there's more of a future in there as well. Also in 2024, I think it's going to be an absolute amazing year for when it comes to the lunar year. So we've got the year of the rabbit here. In the past, I've got the year of the horse as well. So next year being the year of the dragon, I think is going to be a really, really good year to be stacking silver and gold. I think some of the pieces are going to come out, especially the Perth mint. I think that will be one of the mints I'm going to focus on the most, because the Perth mint, when it comes to their designs, especially the lunar series, it's going to be absolutely spot on. So definitely something that I'd be looking at getting as well. So also with the silver dragons, I don't know if anyone's watched the Silver Dragons YouTuber as well. He's definitely one of my favorite YouTubers to watch when it comes to silver dragons. So shout out to Silver Dragons if you're watching this video, or anyone else that likes watching Silver Dragons as a YouTuber. He's definitely gives me some inspiration to talk about the silver coins like I do. So make sure you get the correct silver. So I think that's one of the key things to focus on when you are looking into getting silver, and you get the right silver. There's some silver where you can really lose a bit of money. So just imagine if you had bought a whole heap of the American Eagles over the years, and you ended up getting a monster box of these with the premiums that these hold right now. You'd be doing pretty well right now. So I personally prefer to get the government minted coins because you do get a bit more shift in the premiums of the coins. When you get the bars and some of the rounds as well, there's not as much shift when it comes to the premium. They're pretty stagnant from the spot price, so you won't find much movement. And that also goes the same with the junk silver as well. You won't find as much, depending, unless it's a more collecting coin, you won't find much shift as well. So I think collecting bars is definitely okay to buy, but I do find that they are a little bit harder to sell, so they're not as liquid as some of the other silver rounds and government minted coins, or even the junk silver. So it's good to buy initially to get the weight up and to have a bit of silver in your stack if you're wanting some silver. But I do find when it comes time to sell your exit strategy, that it can be a little bit harder from my perspective, unless there's something that's a bit more unique, like these silver dragon ones. You'll probably find there's a few more people out there, but definitely getting some of these ones like the buffaloes is definitely something that's a bit more liquid and a bit more easier to sell as well. So yeah, I'll definitely focus on your rounds if I can find the buffalo. They're definitely one of the better investments when it comes to silver, with not much cost right now. Another one to look out for is the Germanian Mint. They make really good coins and bars at a pretty reasonable price, and they have some really cool designs as well. So there's a really unique one that's coming out really soon, where you can hold especially UV light over it, and the actual part of the coin will light up as well. So I've purchased one myself because I think it's going to be a really good coin to collect. Also in Australia, we don't really worry about the junk silver. So this is all your old coins from the back in the day that contain some silver. So sometimes it's 80-50% of silver as well. You can get all these different styles. In Australia, the 1966 50 cents is quite famous one as well. We got some of the old crowns as well. So this is known as junk silver, very popular in the US, but not as much so in Australia. You won't find as many people holding your junk silver. They're more after the rounds and the government minted ones. So I do have some, but it's more from past collections, not because I've purposely gone out and bought it for my silver stacking. Another thing to talk about when buying silver and gold is not to put it in an off-site storage. I find that's definitely one of the biggest risks I've heard of, people that have put it in off-site storage and it's been stolen by the people that run the storage themselves. Or things like, normally when you want gold and silver, it's normally you want it at a time of need. You need to think about COVID. All those storage centers were closed, and that's the precise time you're looking to use your gold and silver to potentially do something with, to be able to use it as an income stream. So for me, I think keeping your gold and silver at home in a place that is quite safe, definitely not putting it in a safe in your wardrobe. I think that's too obvious. So making sure you do put it somewhere that is quite hidden and not so obvious as well, and potentially break it up into different areas as well, depending on what you're looking at as well. So overall, I think silver and gold is definitely something that I personally think is a really good investment. 2023 was a really good year for this industry, and I think 2024 is going to be one of the best years, with the gold and silver looking really weak, and the way the mints are going and the mining's going in this sector, and more people are getting into the gold and silver to protect themselves as well. So you've got a lot more people looking into it, and you've got a lot more media around it as well. I think it's definitely something that's going to be really fun to watch, to see how it unfolds and what the best way going forward is. I think for me, the government minted ones are always going to be the safest bet to look after your stacking point of view. But as you can see here, I like to mix it up and get a bit of everything. So you kind of hedge your bets and your investments in different point of views. So it's good to get a bit of high premium stuff, a bit of the bars, definitely some junk, but predominantly I always stack your government minted coins. They're definitely the best. So please put in the comments down below, do you think silver is worth buying from your perspective? What do you think the pros and cons are of stacking silver? As always, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy that loves talking about shiny gold and silver coins. Please subscribe for more videos, and thanks for watching and joining the coin collecting community. Dan.